This model kit review is of the BMW i8. Got some nice box art here. It's a 1/24 scale model by Revell, and there's dimensions there. Let's see here, it's about the same. On the back here we have some additional pictures of the finished model. That looks very nice. Parts there. Let's have a look inside and see what we got. So this is Revell of Germany, so the it looks different. The instructions, usually the kits are slightly better as well with Revell of Germany. We've got lots of sprues to go through. Let's start off with the body. So it's actually fairly nicely molded. Little dimple there that need to be filled. The rest of it is nicely detailed. Got some detail there on the rear, some recessed lines for the sides. Let's have a look at these sprues here. So, let's start with the back one here, because there's our chassis, molded from 2015. Got some nice detail here with the with this mold. You have to remove that, because that's not in a real car. Here we've got some looks like fuel tank and powertrain parts, air intake there, and there's our pedal box, some struts there. Here are the wheel wells, and we've got our four corners or axles, some suspension parts, and some stylized pieces here for the body. I guess that's for the rear. And then there's our steering rack. Here's our fan and motor. There's the there's the fan. There's the radiator housing or shroud, and maybe a battery there. Okay, our chrome parts here. They look pretty good. We've got some wheels. We've got some looks like lights. Covers or light surrounds, and then we've got our headlights and side mirrors. Here are our tires, and let's have a look at those. We should be able to see the trim. These are kind of thin, and I didn't know that they were going to be this narrow. That's a pretty narrow tire, but these almost feel rubbery, not vinyl. Okay, then we've got our glass. This is looks like it's nicely molded. No flashing or mold lines. We've got lots of glass pieces here. We've got our front windshield, our rear, our side glass. We've got headlight covers and rear lights and all kinds of things there. That looks pretty good. Okay, these sprues here, these last sprues, contain most of the rest of the body pieces. And this part is already sticking through. There we go. So it looks like they gave us an extra piece here. Doesn't look like it fell off anything yet, but some extra pieces there. Okay, let's have a look at our parts here. We've got our steering wheel and column. Got oh, there's our dashboard. some walls there. We've got windshield wipers, axles, looks like bumpers and so on. Over here we've got our seats. Well, maybe they're not seats, I don't know what those are. We'll have to look in the instructions. There's our rear lid, and got our central console. We've got disc brakes, those are very nice, although they're only one-sided. This is the inside of the roof, so roof liner, and our doors. Yeah, the molding quality is pretty good. And then here is the rest of the details. Here we've got our seats. So it looks like maybe those things were the backs of the seats. Got our that's our front grille here with the BMW. Those two openings, typical. Here's our cabin with that's the backs of the seats there, of the front seats. That gets going to go on there. The other parts actually go on. Those are the rear seats there. And we've got our side mirrors. Now let's look at our instructions here and decals. So we've got quite a few decals here. Lots of decals, including BMW logos, license plate options, lots of different options there. And then very nice, we've got those finely printed details for the instrument panels and so on. Okay, so let's have a look at our instructions here. Colors needed. Looks like they're going to be two down here on the left as well. There's the parts listings, and if you are missing spare parts, I see that there's some details here about how to contact them. Okay, so looks like we're going to be starting with the motor there, and I'm not really too familiar with the inner workings of the BMW i8, but that looks like the main motor there, and some hoses going on there, and then our wheel hubs going on either side, and then our wheel well along with our suspension parts there. There are our brakes going on with the discs. Now we're building the front with the suspension and steering rack. Here's probably the electric motor, small electric motor there, and then the inside of the wheel well. We've got some building up the suspension here. We've got our radiator going on, and that's mounted to the front, and the front wheel well with suspension. We've got our suspension parts there too on the other side now, and wheel well, and building up the rest of that front, including the disc brakes. Here we're putting our wheels on and tires, front and back. Now we're starting to build the cabin. Here's our central console. Got our rear seats going on, front seats going on, and that's all then mounted into the cabin. This is the hood liner. Here's our rear, I guess the glass, as well as it's a lid so you can open it, and that's all mounted underneath, and that is going to cover up the hinges there. And yeah, this is the rear of the with the glass there. That's going to be mounted to the back. Here is some additional parts for the inside of the body, and then that's all mounted underneath the rear glass. Now we're doing our dashboard, and that's all mounted along with our cabin inside the body. Got lots of little stylized pieces here on either side. Here's our front grille with headlights being mounted, and then our chassis is mounted. We've got our rear bumper there as well, and then all the extra little pieces going onto the back of the car. There's those trim pieces there. Front windshield, headlights, and then we've got our doors going on along with our side mirrors. Insides of the door skins and glass, those all need to get put on as well. And the doors open up, so it looks like you're going to have struts there if you wanted to have it open, or hopefully you could just have it hinged. If not, it looks like they're saying to cut it off. There, you got to cut it off so then glue it in place. And then the deck lid hinges there. Here's our decal and paint guide. So a fair amount of decals for a car. So all in all, reasonably good molding quality, a lot of detail, some good decals. That's a good build.